with specialists in every area of orthopedic medicine. With a full range of orthopedic care, from physical therapy to complex surgical procedures. With a passion for helping you live life to the fullest. That's how we're leading in orthopedics. That's how Premier Health is leading with care.
And welcome back here to the Flying to the Hoop Invitational as we get ready to bring you more action here from James S. Trent Arena in Kettering, Ohio. This matchup features Baltimore Polytechnic Institute versus Chaminade Julienne here in Ohio. Baltimore Polytechnic representing, well, you guessed it, the Baltimore name speaks for itself. A well-coached program that is here taking on another well-coached squad here in the Buckeye State of Ohio. Pass inside, going to be knocked away. Looked like it might have been a flush attempt for Jordan Jones. Instead, swiping it away at the last minute there were the Chaminade Julienne Eagles. Baseline's cut off. They get it to a cutting Peyton Young, who can't get it to go, leaves it just short. So you can see you're going to have 2 point guards that are really going to get after it here in this one. When you look at number 1, Christian Montague for Chaminade Julienne. And on the other side, when you look at number 3 for Baltimore Polytechnic, Christian Chonky. Five-second violation. Going to give it back to Chaminade Julienne. You can hear the defense chants by Baltimore Poly. Playing it well so far. Then again, both teams are. As far as the current status goes, with neither team able to break the seal, we're still stuck at zeros. We're going to have a foul on the play. Throwing it in for Chaminade Julienne will be Peyton Young. Skip pass cross court. Nice defense being played by Sean Key as Chaminade Julienne will reverse it. Nowhere to go there as 3 Parrots converge there on the baseline. It must be in an AFC playoffs kind of mindset to say Patriots instead of Parrots. A unique mascot here for BPI, not to be confused with the Patriots. We had the Carroll Patriots here as they lost a tough one to the Urbana Hill Climbers earlier today. The bounce pass ahead to Chonky. I'm sure we probably got a couple New England Patriots fans watching this one as they get ready for playoff action. But meanwhile, knocking it down from the corner is Demetrius Smith with the jumper. Maybe that's all it took for the Eagles to get on the board as Peyton Young answers right back with the triple. So it was Demetrius Mims on one end for Baltimore Poly, and responding back was Peyton Young. Sean Key couldn't get that one to go, got a good look at it. We're still tied at 3 apiece. That one will be blocked out of bounds. Nice defense there by number 22. That's Devondre Perry. Perry 6'6", class of 2017. sure he'll draw some college coach looks from the bevy that will come through the doors from various levels here at the Flyin to the Hoop Invitational. In its 14th year, currently ranked the #2 basketball event in the country per CBS Sports and Max Preps. That three-pointer's no good. Trying to rebound it in traffic there was number 5, Jordan Jones. He's fouled on the play. Foul going to go against number 4, Peyton Young, his first foul. Second one on the Eagles. Devondre Perry tells you not to let his size fool you. Able to get that one across the timeline while under duress. Perry being guarded by Young. Young in need of a lifeline there. Some help on the defensive end as Perry is able to get past him. And he will have his first trip to the free throw line. And we will have our first time out of the game. Appreciate you joining us here on SUVtv for our coverage of the Flyin to the Hoop Invitational. We'll be back after this short break.
With specialists in every area of orthopedic medicine. With a full range of orthopedic care, from physical therapy to complex surgical procedures. With a passion for helping you live life to the fullest. That's how we're leading in orthopedics. That's how Premier Health is leading with care.
Back out of the timeout, Devondre Perry at the free throw line. Perry knocking down both free throws. Makes it a 5-3 ball game in the process. Devondre Perry, first time seeing him in live action. Like the fact that he was a class of 2017 player. And then on top of that, when you see his versatility given that size. Good things brewing for BPI. And that's just one aspect of the roster. They push ahead. Chong Key will slow it up. Now here's Demetrius Mims. Mims already with a three-pointer here in the first quarter. Loses the handle there. Nice job of going to the deck to get it. That was Nick Barnes for Chaminade Julienne. Devondre Perry trying to get it right back. Mission accomplished. Pass ahead to Chong Key. Layup drill on the other end. Sean Quee makes it 7-3. Triple coming and it's good. Score it. It's Montague. But nobody ran. Nobody ran with Devondre Perry there as it was an easy lay-in. Heard a couple awls from some of the crowd members here as they look at a guy of Perry's size. They just knew a dunk was coming. Credit to Perry. He got a little bit further ahead. Got up close to the rim, I think quicker than he anticipated. So go ahead, take the easy lay-in. Get the deuce. Might not get as many oohs and ahs from the crowd, but it's 2 points. And I think it's a safe assumption to say we might see Perry do a chin-up on the rim at some point in time throughout this game. That three is off the mark from the corner. Rebounded by the Eagles. Southpaw jumper knocked down there along the baseline. That's Miles Joyner. So Joyner with the lefty stroke to make it 9-8. As we approach the final minute here in the first quarter. The pass inside. The dunk is missed there by Jordan Jones. Just an abundance of hops. He just sort of rolls up, had to move his head over because he was about to hit it on the rim and couldn't finish it with the left there on the dunk. I've never had that problem. Avoiding the rim with my head has never been an issue. Montague lays that one in. Another timeout. We'll take it with them. We'll be back with more here from Trent Arena. Flyin to the Hoop.
The 2016 Flyin to the Hoop Invitational, powered by SUVtv. Sponsored by DP&L. Stay safe and warm with Dayton Power and Light. Premier Health, offering a better healthcare experience for you. Marriott Dayton, the host hotel for the Flyin to the Hoop Invitational. Sports Image, promotion, marketing, and management. Omnisphere, advanced web solutions. Alley Cat Designs, covering everybody. Frickers, fun food and sports. And Pepsi, refresh your world.
And we're ready to get back to the action. Final minute coming up here in the first quarter. Deshaun Mosley, number 4, has checked into the game for Baltimore Poly. Sean Quee with the nifty handle, splitting through the defense. The behind the back maybe a little bit too much. Once he had committed the split, the Eagles get the turnover now. Baltimore Poly recovers and forces a turnover there on their end. Airmail, as that one sails over its intended recipient. Pass there by Nick Barnes. Floater bounces around, won't fall. Jones fighting for the rebound, but it's going to be wrestled away. Heads up play coming in, getting his first steal and his first points of the game, Deshaun Mosley. Mosley makes it 10-11. And that is going to do it for the first quarter. Here live from Trent Arena in Kettering, Ohio, it is a 1-point advantage for Baltimore Poly, and we'll be back with the second quarter after this quick break.
Seconds inbound pass to Marbury. As he works on the defense of Johnson, dribbles by Robinson, takes it to the baseline, running jump shot, good! 2 seconds left.
And welcome back to the Flyin to the Hoop Invitational. Jumpman playing in the background. Stands full with fans that are here to see great basketball teams from around the country. You got a lot of this Flyin to the Hoop following here on site that are locals here from either the Dayton, Kettering, Ohio area or here in the Buckeye State. And on top of being able to see the teams and the programs that they know from over the years, whether it's at this event or just Ohio basketball as a whole, They love to be able to see some of the better teams and talented players that are coming from other parts of the country. Melting pot of basketball here on site. This Baltimore Poly team representing their area well so far. Just a 1-point game, and you can tell everybody's just getting loose. We've already had one double overtime game here today. Not to say that this one will definitely go to overtime, but I think we're going to have a back-and-forth slugfest here in this one. A lot of it spurred by the guard play that you see on both sides. Watching some very pesky defenders on both sides of the ball. Here we're going to have a trip to the line for number 13, Eric Boykin. Boykin, the 6-foot sophomore. Good on the second free throw. Intercepted. Getting back on that one was Miles Joyner. BPI did have the step on the defense there, underthrew the pass. Playing along with the NFL playoffs thing, that was kind of like Peyton Manning this year. Not enough oomph on it. And I'm from Indiana originally, so for any Peyton Manning fans out there, I'm just calling it like I see it. Much love for Peyton. This just hasn't been the year, but he has a chance to right some wrongs if he can kind of lead them to a victory today. Appreciate you joining us here at the Flyin to the Hoop, working hard and earning a trip to the charity stripe there. That's number 2. Miles Joyner. Joyner at the line, the southpaw. Knocked down the jumper along the baseline a couple minutes ago. Splits the pair of free throws. Three from the corner. Mims can't get his second three-pointer of the first half to go. A little bit of a stutter step, but sticking right with it there on the play. Being defended by Herbert Godinez. Layup left just short there by Boykin. Sophomore got the step, couldn't get it to go. Devondre Perry responsible for the push. Now they get inside the Jones. He was thinking about the move before he got it securely. Skip pass over to Perry. Shot won't go. I think when I look at this matchup, not the same personnel on the floor, but it reminds me a lot of the Archbishop Alter versus Pickerington North matchup in terms of Poly having some size that I think is going to be a problem as you see Boykin knock down that triple. I think the size over the course of this game is going to be tough for Chaminade Julienne to contend with. You know, you look at Perry, you look at Jones on top of the short and sturdy guards for BPI. And I definitely see Jones the size of Perry, and even a Demetrius Mims, who's 6'5", class 2018 prospect. You know, it's easy to contend against that size in the first quarter, you know, even into the second quarter, but that battle of attrition rears its head when you got to keep guys like that off of the glass and match their intensity and physicality for the entire 4 quarters. Not to say Chaminade Julienne isn't up for the challenge, but it's definitely going to be a dynamic to watch. In that Archbishop Alter matchup, they did a pretty good job of mitigating the size of Pickerington North. They were able to hold on after letting the lead drop and actually trailing a few times throughout that game. They held on in double overtime, despite being a team that on paper, size-wise, you probably wouldn't have assumed they'd win the game. That's why you play it. 23 games total will be played here at Flyin to the Hoop, and we appreciate you joining us here for this one. 13-16 is your score. Little baby jumper's good to go. That's number 11, Paris Watkins. Watkins makes it a 5-point advantage for Chaminade Julienne. Talked about the dynamics they'll have to look at over the course of the game. We call it what it is right now. It's a 5-point advantage here for the Eagles. Worried about the present moment and doing a good job so far. Off balance there on the shot, had to get it up to avoid the travel, did Sean Quee. Here's Boykin. Boykin, a little bit of wiggle in his game. Get it done off the dribble, pass inside to Peyton Young. That dribble, he ends up being fouled by Kaishan Tate, but a lot of times that dribble is just extra time for the defense to recover. Be first foul against Tate. Head coach for Chaminade Julienne is Coach Joe Staley. He's in his 31st year there at Chaminade. His 400th career win on December 4th, so winning nothing new for Coach. On the Baltimore Poly side of things, head coach Sam Brand. Continuously building a basketball brand there for BPI. As they get it inside to Jones. Jones will kick it back out. Jones has that one stripped away. Give Chaminade credit. You know, you've seen a few times where Jones has touched the ball. A couple of them were dunks where he just couldn't get him to fall. It seems like he either tried to dunk it too hard or got a little bit caught up in the air. But I can count on at least 3 instances where Jones got it inside and Chaminade was able to strip it away. If he gives them the shot, he brings it down or keeps it at waist level or brings it below there, they are taking advantage of it. Stripping it and going the other way as we are at full, I won't say full capacity. You'll see full capacity probably sometime later in the evening when Huntington Prep takes on Prolific Prep, but close to it. Only thing that will make it full capacity later is that, you know, a lot of the areas along the banisters and railings, you don't see as many people standing around there right now, but in terms of the seats, the bleachers, and the reserve seating themselves, it is full, and Jones' ears must be burning. Not taking any away from the Chaminade Julienne defense, but he says, I can get loose. Yams that one with 2 and makes it a 3-point game in the process. We approach the 3-minute mark here in the second quarter. Boykin stops, floats it up, tickles the twine. Nice touch there by Boykin. The sophomore is going to be a solid contributor for Coach Staley over the next couple years. Clean stripe. Stripped there away from Devondre Perry. Talking about some of the size mismatches when you look at BPI versus Chaminade Julienne, some of the things to offset that. Good physical play. On top of that, you got to be opportunistic. And that is exactly what the Eagles have done. And players like Perry and Jones have given them an opportunity to knock that ball away. Able to do so without fouling. Approaching the final 2 minutes here in the second quarter. Giant killer floater, another one by Boykin. Had one from the right side. This time he gets that one from the left side. Jones makes that pass from the elbow over to Chanqui. Mosley dumps it off to Jones, and Jones does what a big man does. I can see players, when you get them within a certain radius, they're going up looking to flush it. Not just to be fancy, but just looking to finish the play that the guards have set up. They set the table, you go up and finish. A lot of dribbling was going on there with Montague, as it looks like they're thinking about holding for the last shot here. It's number 4, Deshaun Mosley. He made that an easy call for the official to make. He was just trying to lock up, but extended that arm. Made contact with him a couple times. And ref kind of let that first 1.5 go. Got him on the second. Now you got the long Demetrius Mims guarding Montague. Now, foul call out there on that play. I can't say I saw the rationale in that one. Got to be able to let him play. Didn't see much contact at all. Definitely not enough to warrant a foul there. I think Coach Sam Brand is arguing that same sentiment there on the sideline for BPI. Talked about how savvy of a basketball audience always is here for the Flyin to the Hoop Invitational. They acknowledge good play. They appreciate it. They know when a game is being called well, when a game is being called too tight. They post up here from sun up to sundown to see good basketball, not to see the officials take over a game. This crew, I won't say they're at that point yet, but you don't want to see calls like that last one. Let them play. Believe that's who we're all here to see, whether it's on site or it's online. Strong take there by Montague. He can't get it to go. Here's Devondre Perry. Perry with a full head of steam. Knocked away, but this time it's going to be a foul. So that's going to send Devondre Perry to the line. Perry misses the first free throw. Good job by Coach Staley's Eagles on defending Perry for the most part here in this first half. And even then, they couldn't get the clean. The clean steal there on that last play, fouled him, make him go to the line. He ends up hitting 1 of 2, but it's not the same rhythm if he's able to finish that with no problem. So we appreciate you joining us here on SUVtv. 22-18, Chaminade Julienne leading. Boykin, the sophomore, the giant killer floater. Splash right there over the outstretched arm of Jones. We'll be back after halftime.
Specialists in every area of orthopedic medicine. With a full range of orthopedic care, from physical therapy to complex surgical procedures. With a passion for helping you live life to the fullest. That's how we're leading in orthopedics. That's how Premier Health is leading with care.
Trent Arena. Here, home of the 14th annual Flying to the Hoop Invitational. You see a lot of those heads that are right there in that camera angle shot. Some of those people really have to stretch because they've been here that long. Started with us at 10 a.m. For that first game. And they're stretching, trying to pace themselves because they know they'll be here all the way until the last game, which tips off at 8:30 this evening. So we appreciate them being on site and you for joining us here online on SUVtv. It is a 4-point game in favor of Chaminade Julienne. Extra effort pays off there as that's a lay-in for Miles Joyner. The lefty able to get that easy bucket. Mims tries to save it, but he does to the Eagles. Here's Boykin. That'll be a 2 if it goes. No good. Rebounded by Jones. Sophomore Boykin with a couple floaters there in the first half for Chaminade. He led them in scoring with 9 points. This time it's Jordan Jones. On the inside, he's got the front end of the and one. Have a chance to go to the line for the three-point play the hard way. And number five is Seth Jones. In the media guide, it's a different name between the guide and the book, the stat book sheet that we've been given. So the stats say Seth Jones, so we're going to go with Seth Jones for number 5 for BPI. 24-20 is your score. Boykin fouled on the play. He'll go ahead, tumble over, and head to the charity stripe.
Foul on Polytech number 5, Jordan Jones. That's his team's first. Eric Boykin the line, shooting 2.
Seeing there, the public address announcer just said number 5 was Jordan Jones. So I'm going to go with Jordan Jones as opposed to Seth as listed on the stat book, because when the PA guy said Jordan Jones, judging by number 5's body language, didn't look like he was saying the wrong name. So that's my rationale. That's my story. And I'm sticking to it. Similarly to how the Eagles have stuck to the Pirates on the defensive end, making things as tight as possible. Lazy pass there. Perry really saves that one, as it looked like it was easily going to be a steal. Active hands on the defensive end. That was going to be stolen away by Milton Gage. Bodies hitting the floor trying to go after these 50-50 balls. Gage inside to Peyton. Peyton, no sir, says Jones. So ball will stick with Chaminade Julienne. They still have a 5-point advantage. We'll see a little bit of a zone look here from Poly. Boykin drops it off. Young with the timely finish. The sophomore continues to impress. Sets the table there on that play. Drops it off to Young. Young doing a good job of realizing he's only got a short window to be able to score that ball when they drop it off to him inside, because Jones and Perry are coming, along with the length of a Mims. So not wasting a ton of time there on that last play. Got the pass, put it in quickly. 7-point game. Here's Mims with a chance to make it 5. He's fouled on the play. As you can see Mims sort of upset with himself. Really trying to get going. He's been relatively quiet since the three-pointer that he hit early on. Like the way Mims is carrying himself in terms of expecting more of a contribution for his squad here in this one. Just a class of 2018 prospect is Mims. Getting to the free throw line is a good way to get going. Splits the pair of free throws. So the advantage is 6 now for Chaminade Julienne. Cross-court pass. Nice job of moving the ball around by Julienne. Again to Peyton Young. And that's what I was talking about. Not that Young did anything wrong on that play. That's just good defense by BPI. But you see the small window that you've got on the inside. Not a lot of margin for error because you better believe Jones is coming. He gets it over to Sean Quee. Quee can't get it. Jones with a grown man rebound inside but cannot get the follow-up attempt to go. Coach Brand loves the rebounding effort, but you know he wants to see that point-blank shot go through. Boykin thinks about it for a second. Long rebound comes to him. Here's Montague. Montague misses. Battling inside is Peyton Young as he and Jones get tied up. And credit Peyton Young for just sticking with the play there on that one. From this angle, I didn't think he had any shot at that rebound. Just with Jones having the longer wingspan, and he'd appeared to have a better grip on the ball, but sticking with it is Young. Kind of realized he had Jones in a position where he was in front of him. And by keeping a grasp of that ball in some way, shape, or form, he gets another foul on Jones, which could pay dividends if they can rack up enough to where he might have to sit more than Coach Brand would like. Montague splashes the jumper along the baseline. Eight-point game. Here's Mims. Good look for him, can't get it to go. Boykin, no good. Perry with the rebound. Perry had it knocked away, regains it, gets that one to Mims. Mims slams it and looks out below to make sure he doesn't come down on anyone. Clear for the landing. Yams that one and makes it a 6-point game. You see Mims hasn't had the shot fall as much as he would like. You look at players like Perry, Sean Quee, Deshaun Mosley. Those guys can get Mims more involved by being able to put him in a position to score like Perry did on that last play, dropped it off. Nothing like a chin up on the rim to help get you going. Jones keeps going to get the ball at his highest point, but the layups won't fall for him. Coach Brand not happy about it, but neither is Jones. He's not taking it lightly, just can't get it to fall. We've got a timeout. We'll take one with him, but not before we look at this Gatorade instant replay. You're going to see Perry kind of freeze the defender with an in-and-out dribble, picks up the pieces, no charge called. So Mims, do what you do. He yams it, and we've got a 6-point game. We'll be back.
Seconds inbound pass to Marbury as he works on the defense of Johnson, dribbles by Robinson, takes it to the baseline, running jump shot, good! 2 seconds left.
2 minutes, 36 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Chaminade Eagles have led for the overwhelming majority of this game. BPI just trying to stay within striking distance. You know a Parrot run is coming. The question is going to be, will it be too late? And Chaminade has responded whenever they've needed to make sure they keep a margin. Mims loses the handle, sticking with it, but touched it last. You see Mims trying to attack there. I think a lot of this has been what Chaminade Julienne has done right as opposed to what BPI has done wrong. Coach Sam Brand might have a different perspective, knowing his personnel, knowing his players, and what he expects of them. But for the most part, it's just been a good game plan and execution by Coach Staley's Chaminade Julienne squad. And in terms of the way they've defended, the way they've approached the 50-50 balls, and not left a ton of room for error. Really getting after it, trying to make things as hard as possible for BPI. You look at the length and the speed of Baltimore Poly, you figure on paper and an up and down matchup will probably favor the Parrots just because they not only have the quick guards, but they also have the size for a rebounding advantage. But it's been Chaminade Julienne that, whether it's been pushing it, taking advantage of turnovers and good defense, or being able to execute in the half court, it's been the Eagles that have had the upper hand. Checking into the game for the Eagles, it'll be number 11. It's Paris Watkins. Perry, not sure he wanted to take that shot, thought about it, and once he had picked up his dribble, just put it up. It's no good. 8-point advantage now for Chaminade Julienne. SWAT team called there as Demetrius Mims knocks that one away right to Chongqui. Chongqui trying to dribble through a few Eagles. Is Mims waiting in the corner. Can he get going? That one's off to the left. Rebound chased down by Joyner. Joyner gets to the head. Couple Eagles running the floor. Made the defender commit. Montague drops it off. And the lay-in there by Paris Watkins. The lead now 10 points for Chaminade Julienne. Talked about the 31-year tenure at Chaminade Julienne for Coach Joe Staley. He's coached 14 Division I players, players that went on to Division I programs while there. So a coach that knows what he's doing, how to get the most out of players and maximize it. Much needed response there by Deshaun Mosley, class of 2017 guard. Now the BPI comes back, forces a turnover. The lead had gotten to double digits. They have a chance to now cut it from 10 to 8 and now down to 6 if they can score here. Mims to throw it in. Jones had just checked into the game. He has it knocked away. Pass ahead to Joyner. Joyner got up on the rim in a hurry, but still able to lay it in.
CJ
35-25, 10-point advantage is what the Eagles will take into the quarter break. We'll be back with more Flying to the Hoop action. Fourth quarter coming up.
The 2016 Flying to the Hoop Invitational, powered by SUVtv. Sponsored by DP&L. Stay safe and warm with Dayton Power and Light. Premier Health, offering a better healthcare experience for you. Marriott Dayton, the host hotel for the Flying to the Hoop Invitational. Sports image, promotion, marketing, and management. Omnisphere, advanced web solutions. Alley Cat Designs, covering everybody. Frickers, fun food and sports. And Pepsi, refresh your world.
Fourth quarter underway here at Trent Arena. Advantage in favor of Chaminade Julienne. They've led for most of the game. Couple questions that will definitely be answered here in the fourth quarter. Will Chaminade Julienne keep it up in terms of their efficiency and ability to make things as tough as possible on both ends? Will that BPI run that we know they're capable of and have been expecting throughout this game, will it take place in the fourth quarter? Just a couple questions that we open with. Good thing is it'll be answered with the play on the floor as Jones plays volleyball with that one, knocks it up under the bench. There for Chaminade Julienne. It's an 8-point game. As the Parrots get a hand on that, pass ahead to Mims. Mims with the finish. Demetrius Mims. The sophomore with a big play there. Hasn't shot it the way he would like to, but he's kept his head in the game. You can see the sense of urgency. As he starts on the defensive end, now they force the turnover as the Eagles step out of bounds. Checking back into the game, Chaminade Julienne, number 13, Eric Boykin. Note that substitution. Good things have happened for Chaminade Julienne when Boykin has been on the floor and has had the ball in his hands. We'll see what him subbing in does in terms of this trend. And the mojo threatening to get on the side of BPI. That three-pointer would help their case. Money in the bank. Count that one for number 10. That's Seth Jones. Number 10 is Seth Jones. I had him as Herbert Godinez. Number 10 is Seth Jones. Set me up for the okie doke with some of these listings, but teamwork making the dream work. Public address announcer having my back. Number 10, Seth Jones. Jones with a timely three-pointer to make it 35-32. First free throw is good by Peyton Young. Talked about fourth quarter questions when the BPI run starts. Another question will be, how will Chaminade Julienne respond? Will they do enough to keep the advantage and not compound any run by panicking or pressing? As this BPI run is in progress right now, they're still down by 5. Mims was trying to set that up to Jones. Pass was a little low. Jones unable to hold on to it. Not a bad look, just one that Jones couldn't hold on to. Tough foul going to go against Jones there. Looked like he didn't move, just had his arms. I won't say his arms were straight up. The right one came forward a little bit, but it still looked like he had his hand on the ball. Coach Brand not happy about that call. His team fighting and clawing, trying to gain an advantage against a Chaminade Julienne team that just hasn't really made a ton of mistakes. Really trying to force BPI to beat them as opposed to doing things that help them with that mission. BPI not making any excuses, trying to get it done, but when you defend well and you have a call go against you, it takes a toll. They're focused on the task at hand, though. Here's Sean Quee, goes behind the back, and Jones with the finish. Sean Quee with the dime, Jones with the flush, and we've got a 3-point game. That's going to prompt the timeout from Coach Staley and Chaminade Julienne. We take a look at a Gatorade instant replay. Sean Quee, they kept a cool head even when things looked ugly. Wraparound pass behind the back. Yeah. Jordan Jones. I've let a couple go off of my hands, but I'm going to be there when you need me, says Jones. We'll be back after this commercial. 5 minutes, 31 seconds remaining here in this contest. And if you know what I know, it should be a pretty interesting game. When you look at this, it's 34-37 here with a few minutes left in the fourth quarter. Normally, when you look at that sort of score and you tell someone it's 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter, you're dealing with a game that's probably pretty brutal to watch if it's just in the 30s there in the fourth quarter. But I really enjoy watching this game. A lot of it has just been tough, gritty defense on both ends. Chaminade Julienne trying to keep BPI at bay. BPI trying to make sure the Eagles don't pull away. So it hasn't been an offensive barn burner, but has been fun to watch two well-coached teams go at it here in this one. Five-point advantage now. Montague weaving through orange jerseys. So we're going to have a foul go against Mosley. He had fell to the ground going for the steal, was really trying to get up and get out of the way, but unable to do so prior to being called for the foul. Boykin stuck in a tough spot as the Eagles get the timeout. 4 minutes, 46 seconds. It's a full timeout, but we'll keep it right here. Let's take a look at some of the upcoming matchups remaining for the day. You've got Walnut Ridge taking on Wilmington, two Ohio schools at 5 p.m. Walnut Ridge's Maceo Teague scored the Flyin to the Hoop record in terms of points scored last year. He had 51 points in a game here at last year's Flyin to the Hoop. He's graduated, but Walnut Ridge will take on Wilmington next. 6:45 p.m. A lot of things going on. There some playoff football games, things of that nature, but put that on the TV and put Huntington Prep versus Prolific Prep on your tablet at 6:45 p.m. You'll be glad you did. And don't be surprised if you end up fading away from that NFL football game and really being glued into that Huntington Prep versus Prolific Prep. That matchup is going to feature Josh Jackson of Prolific Prep, a uncommitted player that's one of the best in the country, taking on Miles Bridges, who's already committed to Michigan State, one of the schools vying for Josh Jackson's talents. But Bridges on the Huntington Prep side, they will go head-to-head at 6:45, and those are just two of the headliners in that matchup, but plenty of Division I level talent to go around. Good matchup here, as we have plenty of talent on the floor. Peyton Young strong inside, but not strong enough, as it's going to be wrestled away by Perry. Five-point game as we approach the 4-minute mark. Sean Key ran into three from the corner. Sean Quee makes it a 2-point game. Boykin kicks it to the corner, trying to answer right back with a three-pointer. No good. Perry has really committed to rebounding over the past few minutes. Sean Quee trying to step into one. Ice cream. Sean Quee splashes it from outside. He shoots the ball with confidence. Doesn't do it in a showboat kind of way, but after he releases it, just really, you know, kind of baby Curry-like. In terms of once he releases it, not a care in the world. Feels very good about it going in. He's got back-to-back three-pointers. They get it ahead to Mims. Mims loses it out of bounds. Coach Brand wants a foul. He's not going to get it, but one of his assistants kind of goes to him. Calms him down briefly. I don't think Coach was going to get a tech. He wanted to make his voice heard. I think Coach just making sure they don't get a technical at this juncture in the game. Can understand Coach Brand's sentiment there. No call made. 40-39, Baltimore Poly with the lead. First time since they led 3-0 with the first bucket of the game. Jones cannot buy a clean block. He cannot buy a clean block. That's about the third block that he's had. I don't know whether the official expects a foul or what. That just looks like a lot of ball there. Oh, correction. A jump ball was called. Okay. So my mistake, Mr. Official. No foul called. It was a jump ball. Possession arrow goes to BPI. Coach Brand is going to get a timeout. We'll take one with him. As you see Perry with the rebound, gets it ahead to Sean Quee. He had just knocked one down. Oh, don't think because I'm 5 feet behind the line that I won't splash from here. The Parrots rolling here in Kettering, Ohio. We will be back after this commercial break.
With specialists in every area of orthopedic medicine. With a full range of orthopedic care, from physical therapy to complex surgical procedures. With a passion for helping you live life to the fullest. That's how we're leading in orthopedics. That's how Premier Health is leading with care.
Two minutes, 57 seconds remaining here in the ball game. You got a 1-point advantage for Baltimore Poly. The young man with the ball and a plan to take over this game has hit some big three-pointers over the past few minutes. That's Christian Sean Quee. When I say take over the game, not necessarily scoring it, even though he has with his three-pointers. But it's just being the general out there on the floor, an extension of Coach Sam Brand. That's what Sean Quee has been. As you see DeAndre Perry with the helmet and lunch pail bucket inside. I talked about the size of BPI, how it could start yielding results as the game went on. You really seen Perry commit to rebounding as he gets yet another defensive rebound, and he's going to be called for the travel. They get the stop, and he's called for the travel. He tried to keep that pivot foot, unable to do so. We saw Perry score on that last offensive possession. He has been eating glass over the past few minutes. Jones gets caught in the air, and he will be called for the foul on that one.
Polytech for 5, Jordan Jones. That's his fourth, team's 7th.
Talked about it in an earlier game today. You got to be able to challenge a shot blocker, see if he has enough discretion to be able to stay on the floor. I just say every shot blocker goes for every pump fake you throw him, but You got to at least try it out. They're able to get Jones in the air. And that's his 4th foul. Two-point game. Perry kicks it out. And we're going to have an offensive foul.
Foul on Polytech number 22. Devondre Perry, that's his 3rd. Team's 8th. In for CJ.
Not to steal the words from Chief Keef, but those are the fouls that I don't like. When the offensive foul is called on the player passing the ball, I understand the officials have to call the game per their rule books and per their paradigms. But the ball had already been passed off. Stepping in, got to give the credit to Chaminade Julienne, though, for stepping in and taking that charge. Nice job of defending without fouling there by Jones. 2-point game. BPI with the lead. Mims to Perry. Perry going to be a hard player to guard one-on-one. He breaks down the defense. And a foul going to go against Joyner.
Foul on CJ number 2, Miles Joyner. That's his 4th, team's 3rd. Jordan Jones at the line, shooting 2.
So that would be 2 free throws coming for Jones. He misses that one off the back of the rim. And don't be surprised if, there's minute 16 seconds remaining in this game. It would definitely make Jones a target to send to the free throw line if he shows them he can't knock him down. He misses both free throws. And Chaminade Julienne has a chance to tie with the 2, take the lead with the 3. Jump step. Shot's no good. Mims with a rebound. Surprise, Devondre Perry let somebody else get it, even if it was a teammate. Now a blocking foul going to go against Chaminade Julienne. Let's just look at the irony. So he gets called for an offensive foul there when he had passed the ball off a couple possessions ago. Here he picks up. He picks up the trip to the free throw line. And it looked like the player did a pretty good job of getting there and getting set. But if you're an official, it's tough to have to make that play when full game speed is what the conditions that you have to make it under. Easy to slow it down and review it. They have to make the bang-bang plays or make the call on what's going on. .5 seconds remaining in this one. 4-point game. It is a full timeout. We'll take a full timeout with them. We'll have the final 40 seconds or so. Baltimore Poly trying to hold on versus Chaminade.
Seconds inbound pass to Marbury as he works on the defense of Johnson, dribbles by Robinson, takes it to the baseline, running jump shot, good! 2 seconds left.
46.5 seconds. We knew early on that this one would go down to the wire. But if you're Chaminade, not as close to the wire as you would like it to be, you've got to get a bucket here in order for that to be the case. It's a two-possession game. But still, from a basketball standpoint, enough time to work with if you're the Eagles. But you don't have plenty now. They're taking their time on this possession, trying to look for a good shot. Peyton Young has two Eagles right there. Jones blocks it and fouled on the second attempt. If that, we'll see who that foul is against. Foul going to go against Keyshawn Tate, not Jones. That would have been Jones's fifth foul. Young with two big free throws coming up, knocks down the first. Credit to what's been a solid game for Peyton Young. A 6'3" junior has had to battle on the inside with the likes of Jordan Jones, listed at 6'8". Devondre Perry, 6'6", and you got Mims, more of a wing player, but he's mixed it up inside. He's 6'5". Pass inside. They get Jones in the air. Jones able to avoid fouling, but still somehow able to score it. I believe that was Montague on the score, and we've got a 43-44 ball game. Let's take a look at that play. You see the loose ball, and that is Montague. Montague gets him in the air, then hangs, not looking or expecting a foul call, just looking to go up and finish at all costs. Big bucket there by Christian Montague, the junior. Got a 43-44 ball game. Been a great day two here at the Flyin to the Hoop Invitational. We look at some of the earlier games. It's been a treat. Overall, Urbana and the Hill Climbers defeated Carroll in our 10 a.m. game, and it only got better from there as it was double overtime. Archbishop Alter over Pickerington North. And next up, Northland High School, former high school home of Jared Sullinger, Trey Burke. They got a resounding victory over Greenville, a 40-point, 10-rebound performance for Seth Towns, the Harvard commit for Northland. And now we have this one, which is a lot closer than the last game. And it's been a back-and-forth battle between Baltimore Poly and Chaminade Julienne. Chong Kui has the ball in. Montague takes an opportunistic swipe at the ball. He's called for the foul. That is just the fifth team foul. So it's going to take two more to make it a penalty situation where Chaminade Julienne can extend the game by sending BPI to the free throw line. Here's Perry. Ball security, very key here. So we use another interchangeable term. Applies to playoff football, but definitely applies here. And you see Perry with the ball, making sure he protected it as he brought it up the court. And if we were playing a football game, I feel comfortable handing the ball off to Devondre Perry. Listed at 6'6". They don't have the weight listed in the book, but Perry not missing any meals. He's been a big part of Baltimore Poly coming back in this game and having a narrow lead. Defensively was key to them getting stops, but on top of the stops, they were able to convert them into points because of the job he did rebounding. They're on the defensive glass. So that's going to send Chon Kui to the free throw line, a player that not going to shy away from moments when his team needs him. Hit two big three-pointers as the game was going back and forth with BPI taking a lead and Chaminade Julienne going back up by a point or two. Chon Kui able to help create a little bit of distance with those threes, and they needed every point from a standpoint of a cushion with the way Chaminade Julienne has played. Sean Quee, ice water in the veins, steps to the line, knocks them both down as if there were any question on his end. 8.4 seconds remaining. It is a 3-point game. We will see what Coach Staley will draw up here. Look at some of the all-tournament teams. Look at last year's squad. All-tournament team included Josh Jackson of Prolific Prep, who you'll see later. Curtis Jones, who you'll also see in that Huntington Prep versus Prolific Prep matchup. He's the guard committed to Indiana. Caleb Swanigan, who's also in the state of Indiana this year. He's there at Purdue. Luke Kennard, you can find him there off Tobacco Road at Duke University. Maceo Teague, who had the 51-point game, holds a tournament record. And then last but not least, Trey Landers as well. Landers here with the Dayton Flyers out of Wayne High School. That three-pointer is off the mark for Boykin, and that is going to do it. A battle-tested win here in Kettering, Ohio, /Dayton for the Flyin to the Hoop. Coach Sandbrand is pumped. So is his squad. They came here and earned one against a very well-coached, tough, gritty team. The thing about it is you can use those same objectives or adjectives, I should say, to describe Baltimore Polytechnic as well. So that's the final here from Trent Arena. Appreciate you joining us here on SUVtv. We'll see you back here shortly.